opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
Good morning, and what is going on, my friends out there in the land of the internet? Hopefully you guys are doing very well today. You know, I'm broadcasting live from my truck today because the weather outside, it's bad. And we're having a little windstorm. And if I attempted to go out there right now and do anything, it would be absolutely terrible. So I decided that I was going to take a moment and sit here with you guys. I got to open the window for some air in here. We just do it from the car. I hope you guys don't mind. You know, I mean, we've done this before. We've done this dance before, and we know what has to happen. Get a little bit of sound going on here, but wait. All the way here to Tombstone, and they seem they got my here sign. Politicians. What are more than politician, more than overpaid jerks and tight suits? I couldn't fit into a suit, a little hot during the summertime, and especially my spurs look a little funny in them. Wowzers, it is one of those days. It seems like the internet's acting up and it seems like things aren't working how we want. But hey, you know what? Let's just deal with it as it comes. First and foremost, we're going to get the important stuff done so we can have fun with the other things. So guys, enjoy.
Discover the treasure trove of flavors at Miss Jolly's Munchie Factory. Satisfy your cravings with our award-winning treats. Follow us on Instagram at Captain Rogers 705. Let Miss Jolly's Munchie Factory lift your spirits. Experience the comforting embrace of our freshly prepared soups and infused cornbread.
Are you frantically pounding away on your keyboard these days? To discuss your views, share your passions, teach a skill, or share a craft to the masses on social media, podcasting is a bright light that can help.
All right. Well, we are having some serious issues here today with the internet, guys. Please forgive me. I got to play any videos and everything locks up on me. So, you know, we're going to take care of things the old-fashioned way. If you guys haven't checked it out, you got Smoke Signals by Naga in our beautiful Canadian area that you can check out. If it's in your area, please check it out. And, you know, we got all kinds of things going on with the NOK and the IWK. We got shows galore, people doing all kinds of things for you to see and all kinds of things for you to get into. You know, what's weird is, as we start dealing with technology, we realize, man, our excuses suddenly become more and more valid. You know, the fact that we have to get a youngster to do the video for us, or get a youngster to even work the TV anymore. Man, it's amazing.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Naga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set.
Smoke Signals, Naga.
Smoke Signals, Naga. Smoke signals. Tayendanaga.
Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram.
Smoke signals.
Go ahead,
Tayendanaga.
hold it in, feel it in your wrist.
Smoke signals. Tayendanaga.
Check us out in Tayandanaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tayandanaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Tune in daily to NOK Network's diverse podcasting lineup. Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb. Waking Up with the Wayniac, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific with Tombstoner Wayne Cruz from Tombstone, Arizona. Grow 420, Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern with Ron McNabb. Psychedelic Reporters, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Peace, News and Views, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Sir Stevo and Kim Cooper. Thursdays we have Open Your Eye with Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson, 8 p.m. Eastern. Followed by Thursday Night Vibes at 9:15 p.m. Eastern with Master and Mama Rochi. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh airs 7 nights a week with our rotating joint hosts, nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in to all the podcasting on NOK Network.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. NOSER Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine, and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at NOSER. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with NOSER. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
Discover the treasure trove of flavors at Miss Jolly's Munchie Factory. Satisfy your cravings with our award-winning treats. Follow us on Instagram at Captain Rogers 705. Let Miss Jolly's Munchie Factory lift your spirits. Experience the comforting embrace of our freshly prepared soups and infused cornbread.
Now we get back to the show.
Well, okay. We got the pleasantries out of the way. Wrong button. We got the pleasantries out of the way. Now let's take care of the fun stuff. How are you guys doing out there in the internet? You know, there's no mystery. I came out yesterday for my very first day of working as a cowboy as Lefty. 8 hours on your feet, standing in the same location, barking at people and telling people, don't forget a show, don't forget this, don't forget that. It gets tiring real fucking quick. So, you have to find other things to keep your mind away from it. Hopefully the audio is working fine today, and hopefully everything's going as planned, because, it would suck if it wasn't, because there's so many other things that I would love to talk about. But I might show you a few things instead, because this might make a little more sense right here.
Experience the beauty of the world's largest rose tree. Either stay in one of the suites or visit the museum dedicated to one of Tombstone's oldest families. The world's largest rose tree was planted and now grows behind what is known as the Arcade Boarding House, and later became the Rose Tree Inn. Reservations are being taken to stay in the suites. Visitors will be able to have direct access to the Rose Tree and relax in the backyard throughout day and evening. Please consider your stay at the Rose Tree the next time that you're in the town too tough to die. Tombstone. Whether you're a rose lover or a history buff, or just someone looking for a shady spot to sit, a spell, the Rose Tree Museum will fit the bill. And you just might even learn something about life beyond the gunfight. Step into the 1880s at the Rose Tree Museum and get to know the pioneering family who settled Tombstone, Arizona, and made it the town too tough to die.
Oh my goodness. Well, as we're sitting here, take a look. Did you imagine that? A rose tree as round as a Volkswagen is fat. If you tip the Volkswagen up on its side, it's a rose tree. It's possibly one of the largest rose trees here in the Southwest. I wouldn't be surprised in, all of the nation. Then again, I'd be curious to find out if there are more of these ginormous rose trees. How can there not be, right? It seems kind of like an obvious thing. But then again, in the desert, nothing is really obvious. There's nothing really obvious about the desert at all. So back to what I was saying, went out yesterday and we got to play cowboy all day long. That's a lot of people to annoy. I probably talked to about 1,000 people throughout the day. That is a whole lot, Wild West gunfight 3 times, world champions. We got a cantina with beer. We also got a cantina that you could sit and get out of the sun. We also got a shooting range for the young ones and a mini golf, all that shit. You start spouting that stuff over and over and over. And after some point, it becomes like autopilot for you. You just start like saying it and it just becomes regular. And suddenly you're just like, it's almost like in your dreams. That's how you know it's so bad, when you're saying it in your fucking dreams. How weird is that? But today's gorgeous. Today is really beautiful. And I thought, man, I'd come out, do our show and have a little bit of fun, talk with you guys. I got 3 viewers and thank you so very much. And I got 1 heart. If we can make those reactions equal the viewers, man, that makes things so much easier. 3 hearts, 3 viewers. You get my point. But take a look. Thank you, the NOK, for my trusty dab straw, because this dab straw comes in handy. I broke another one and then I lost another one during the move. So, we're going to have a dab. Because no story is complete without a dab or 5, right? Get it nice and hot here. Sorry, guys. Well, here, give you something to watch while I'm getting this thing warmed up.
Well, friends, along on their travel, I've met many a fine dandy amounts of peoples. And those are just some of those things I'd like to share with you. Life as an outlaw can be rather dangerous, so remember, keep good company, good friends, and a good safe place to hide your hat. We call that place the Rusty Armadillo.
Wow. That's some of the stuff that we do right there. We go out and we do camp, we do the whole historically correct camping and all that. And it is a lot of fun. But when you come back to Earth, there is these times that you end up like slightly kicking yourself because you're having so much fun with your friends. You're out there having this idea that things are so much better and easier and whatnot. And then you turn around and, you realize you're back to the ho-hum of life. You're not the rock star out there playing cowboy, but you are back home. Your wife and your kids don't give a crap if you're out there spinning guns or telling tales. So, I think that becomes the questionable thing of like when and how. And what I mean by the questionable thing of when and how is when and how. When and how we should definitely feel that we have the power in our hands. You got to read the room. That's when you know when. How is after you've read the room and you've already figured out, well, this is the time for me to speak or do something, and that's when you do it. So many people get caught up with, no, man, I'm afraid. I have to ask for forgiveness or beg for forgiveness. And there's so many people out there that are afraid to just attempt to do things. And that was something that I could not stand by and watch my fellow brothers and sisters do, because we're so very important. So it's my job, I always feel, to ask these questions. Okay, now with that being said, the cowboy thing, it's a great question. The great question is it worth getting paid? Is it fun? Is it, all the questions. The thing is, absolutely. The first time that you dress up like an outlaw or a cowboy and you walk around and all the kids go crazy and they're staring at you and they want to be standing next to you and they want to take photos with you, maybe even an autograph, all of a sudden your brain goes, wait, they're looking at me different than my neighbor or my friend. So the deal there becomes, it's a total different thing. You become the docent to the street or to Tombstone. You become this tour director, to make sure that people are going where they need to go, buying what they need to buy, and where to get it to buy it. So, a big part of it is knowing where the restrooms are, knowing where the, our town center building is. These are things that we do. Now, with all that being said, man, gotta have fun. And if you're not having fun, then you're going to burn out real quick. And a lot of people know this. So when I'm down there, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm definitely talking crap. I'm doing what I got to do. I'm not feeling as if I'm wasting anybody's time or money. The best part was after I did my show last night, I did my whole thing and I walked back to the bar, to the canteen, and to kind of check in with the team and see what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing I know, they're like, man, we got a third show on the deadest day ever. And they're all talking to me about this and going, yeah, Wayne. And I'm like, cool. Well, then when I watched the show, I looked at the curtain, I watched the show, I realized all those people were the people I talked to on the street. So, I was really, really working yesterday. And I got to say, man, it's very fun. I wish I was making more money, but, that's here nor there. Shall we? Okay. So now let's put out the idea this way. We're in this community full of stoners. We're all doing similar stuff, but a few people are doing a little different. Now, the idea is that everybody wants to get their accolades, everybody wants to get their followers, everybody wants to get noticed, but most people know it's a lot of work. Same thing as being a cowboy here. You want to get out, you want to do your accolades, you want to do your work, but the thing is, it is a lot to get out there. There's 4 viewers. Thank you for watching, my 4 viewers. And there are 2 reactions. That means 2 hearts, guys. Thank you so much. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, you know what? This is a definite, the Southwest has a vibe that nowhere else has. I've been lucky enough to travel. I've been lucky enough to take my passport. I've been lucky enough to see a lot of things in my life. The Southwest holds the most beautiful flame to all of it. The Southwest is so endearing and beautiful and exciting. If I turn this camera around and show you what I'm staring at right now, holy crap, you'd be like, really? Yeah. But I pulled up here on purpose because I wanted to have a place to sit and stare, because I wanted something cool to look at. You know what I mean? I definitely, I thought, well, we're going to do the show today. We got to do it in a place that my friends will get the show and I'll be able to sit and have, a little bit of entertainment, if you shall. But, we can turn this. Let's see if we can turn this around real quick. Let's try this. I'm back. Okay, I know it's too strange. I'm aware. So back to what I was saying about these tales. You know, when we're doing this thing that we do as cowboys, there's a lot of things that come your direction. There are a lot of people that you're dealing with. You're dealing with a lot of personalities all day long. You're dealing with a lot of folk that you know, they've seen Tombstone, or they've seen Wyatt Earp, or they've seen some movie, and they think that now they're historians, and now they want to come up and ask you questions to see if you're on your game, or to see if you know about it. Now, there is some history that we talk about here that other people are unaware of, and that's the history that, like, very few of us keep on board. We keep that close to us so we could use that, pull it out, and kind of trip out the tourists. You know what I mean? A lot of them are unaware. Tombstone has so much to offer, you know, whether you're on vacation, whether you want to see native jewelry, whether you want to see gunfights, whether you want high, nice, expensive restaurants, or maybe you just want to look at the sunset with your loved one. Arizona has all that and more. You know, right next to us, we have Bisbee, which is so cool. Bisbee is this really big little town that is really cool. You know, it's interesting. They have some tall buildings. Their streets are close together, and it definitely has a different energy about it. You know, ours is more cowboy, old timey. Theirs is more old timey, but more toward like the 50s and the 60s, if that makes sense. And I'm not talking the 1850s and the 1860s. Absolutely, most of us have to come here and enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then man, you're living in the wrong place. This place is full of dust, full of wind, full of, you know, lots of things that want to hurt us and kill us. We got rattlesnakes, we got scorpions, we got javelinas. So it's one of those, you have to be on your game. You definitely have to pay attention, or this place will chew you up and spit you out as fast as it started. And I'm now seeing that. You know, I've been here. I met a gentleman here who was a photographer. Great energy, great spirit to him. He could tell a great story. Then when I sat down with him, I could tell he was bitter and he was very angry with our town. But then, you know, he went online and he started bad mouthing people and basically saying how, you know, Tombstone this, Tombstone that. And the moral of the story is he got an offer to go elsewhere. And, you know, when we do these offers, we have to be careful not to kick the other people in the teeth, man, because that could be a sign of not coolness. I don't know if that's even a word, right? It's not. Thank you, Timothy. Dipsy Delight, he says. All right. Well, hey, let's check some more stuff out, can we?
Here's an official 1800s bucking board, big wheel, 4x4 trailer. And you too can have the wildest ride. Check it out. Bluetooth, an official metal wheel. And you can pull on 2 horses, 3 horses, 4 horses. Here's an antique bucking board. This here would be your Ford truck in your, how would you say, your 4-wheel drive for all of us farm folks. Take a look.
Oh, you got me. I'm back. It's gonna have a dab while we were waiting for that. You know, these commercials are getting crazy, right? Now you want to buy a Surrey or a stagecoach or a wagon. 1 second, guys, while I burn this out. Get this thing going here. Today I was supposed to do a show with some artists playing music, and I was supposed to interview them. But then this morning, the wind advisory came, and that was going to mess it all up. So we both, it's funny, I called them as they were calling me to say, man, this isn't going to work. I'm so sorry. I didn't know what they were completely thinking about it, but it would have been really cool to have something different on the show today. Really cool to have something different here. But I am striving to bring you guys some stuff that is a little bit different, maybe even exciting.
What you're looking at right here is the 1827 one and only made Starlight Concrete, or actually made right here out of original Kobe chain. This here is one of the only 2-speed, 2-cycle, get your lumber done. Hot, spun, ring out and done, hang it up on the line, and just like that, you're clean. Like that, I break up with sweat, start getting swamp ass, and then suddenly you're wondering what happened. And then I got to do my lock. I digress. Y'all should come out and just see the way the picture done here in the coach. And it was sad that Big Nose Cater sell. Yes, that fine Romanian lady with the big mouth. She hung out here. Could you imagine while she's doing her laundry? I find on the good note that he was, get out of here with your once again, I digress. Remember, there's a fine line between Saturday night and Sunday morning. Good day, y'all. God bless and pass the ammo.
You heard it there. God bless and pass the ammo, and there is the fine line. There's a fine line between every day and every night for most of us. For some people, your fine line is that you get up and you work this thing that you go to every day and every night, and you come home and you do the repetitive thing. Then what happens is we're caught up in the whole rigmarole of life. I'm not here to say anything different to anybody or to give anybody any advice, but what I am here to say is get out and have some fun, guys. I mean, seriously, if you can get out and do one thing that makes you laugh, that makes you smile, you will realize how it becomes this addictive force. And suddenly you're going to want to get out and have laughter and all that stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And it definitely is a thing where I think a lot of time we do get caught up in not marketing ourselves or looking out right for ourselves. It's the people that we hang out with,
Tombstones alive with fire in the air. Guns blaze like lightning. Who laid bare? Hold your stand strong while you don't back down. History is inked in this rugged town.
If you didn't figure it out, I live in a town that's made of antiques. So when we have an antique shop like that, the very best of the West, gotta say, man, the best of the West, the owners are really amazing, good people. They do not pay me for these commercials. I put these up because I like them so very much, and I like what they do. The fact that they help our community out and they help all of our actors out, making sure that all of us get dressed, making sure that we got the cool stuff on. And then they also help the community with it. And it's pretty cool because the community gets a chance to pretty much wear the same stuff.
Well, that's right, folks. We just got out of court, and the one thing we've got to say that we've learned while being here in court is you must get out and vote for best, that's right, cannabis storyteller. Because basically in the Cannabis Awards show, you can find me. Get out there and vote.
Voting has officially been closed, so you guys cannot vote anymore. Hopefully you did get out and vote for me and other people like myself that are putting out content and doing things for our community. Being nominated for Best Cannabis Storyteller is pretty cool. But I mean, there is a time and a place for everything. So this time and place is Tombstone, Arizona. This morning, you are hanging out with me. We are 29 minutes into a 55-minute show. We're hanging out, talking, kind of rambling, getting our idea. We've already gone through some commercial ideas. We've already gone through some of those ideas that help us. And, you know, what if I could tell you you can get places faster?
What we have here, the GSX 7775. It reaches speeds beyond all magnificent speeds. It will get you to Night City in no time at all. That's right, if you order now. But just wait, there's a whole lot more.
Yeah, I know, right? Sometimes when those commercials got to pop up, you just got to think, do I buy or do I let it go? You know, they're my commercials, so you can do whatever you think is right. And hopefully you're influenced to go out and dye your hair or wear a gas mask, or maybe get out with your community and do something that, you know, you might not do. By the way, if you guys are wondering where to find me, how to find me, and what I'm doing, and you want to join up, you want to help out, you can always help out by joining.
Lefty road through dust and sun. Cowboy life, but ain't done. Came from Cali to Tombstone Land. Podcast mic in his hand. Tales of guns and smoky trails. Cactus shadows, dusty veils. Lights the pipe green and wild. Wayniac's words fierce as a child.
Those are places you can find me on the regular, you know, when you're not seeing me hanging out with other people or here on the NOK or the IWK. You can always find me there amongst my places that I always keep. Keeping It Green is one of those spots that I'm always keeping through. Now, with the IWK, and these guys get out here every day and they have sessions for 30 minutes a day. If you put it away for 30 minutes a day with the IWK, then you can have a better way of thinking, get a better way to take a break, get some cool commercialing, get a little bit of fun, and actually hear one of our friends give you a little bit of fun and excitement for the day. I think it's really cool. We're lighting this thing again. In a second, I'm going to attempt to take you guys out, show you guys a little bit of the wind, dusty wind. That's gonna be tough. It's gonna kill our audio, which we'll deal with when that happens. Maybe we should take a walk. Maybe we should go see what is outside in the world of the internet. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to step around and grab you guys, so just hang out 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, wow, you didn't think that was going to happen all nice and smooth now, did you? Probably not at all. But hey, let's get this going on. It is windy out here. My audio is going to be shot. So guys, please bear with me. Maybe you might want to mute this so you don't have to hear me at all. Maybe you can just kind of like maybe view what I'm doing. I'll try to make this as solid as I can without the wind blasting us. Okay, guys, please forgive me. This is officially my place of employment these days. During the week, you can catch me out here playing cowboy out here. When I'm off, I come down here to see my friends. I don't always hang out down here because, well, I'm not working every day. But when I do work, you can come down here and see me spin at guns. Come out and hang out with us in old Tombstone, y'all. Now, personally, I think it's the coolest place here in the desert, but I could be wrong. It is a matter of boy, we are dealing with some great. This wind is bad today, my friends. Oh, All right, we're not even going to attempt this. We're going to be back because the wind is so bad, okay? Please forgive me. Wow. I knew it was going to be rough. I had a feeling it would be rough. We got the courthouse over there. That wind blowing. God, please forgive me, guys. Woo. Yeah, man. One second, friends. Sorry. Wow. It only took me 70 seconds to realize that that shit was not going to work. Sorry. I am so very sorry for putting you guys through that. My goodness. The wind is bad, but then it gets real bad. And then all of a sudden it's dangerous bad. And I'm thinking, this isn't fun. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for dropping you guys in the middle of a freaking morning sand dust windstorm with me. But there is this, by the way.
So, the bank, would it work?
No, Stagecoach is where it's at.
But they're moving and you got to catch up with them.
No, it's the Stagecoach, trust me.
But you can get the lock boxes in the bank.
No, haven't you seen, that movie, Stagecoach and the Furious?
Sometimes you just got to go along with them because sometimes it is funny. There are other times it's not funny. The wind is not funny, and what we're dealing with today just sucks. This is the worst. And for my friends and the guys that are down there working on the street today in the wind, getting pelted by the dust, holy crap, man. I'm like, I feel bad for these guys, because it's bad. And the streets get dusty. You end up wearing half the dust. There is the reason that we live in this town, and there's the reason that the duster was invented, you guys. We invented the duster here in the Southwest because cowboys needed a way to keep the dust off them and keep their clothes clean because the laundry that much tended to be crazy. So we'd wear dusters over our outer layer of clothes, like a shell. Basically, a shell would keep your clothes clean to a certain extent. And then basically you would, yeah. I think it's a cool idea. I'm going to buy one. I think it's time that I own a duster for the job at hand here. Gentlemen wore all kinds of things. We got 6 viewers. Oh my goodness, people. 6 viewers and 2 reactions. It helps if you guys get those reactions out there. Please. Yeah, right. She is trying to blow me all over the place, but I'll let her. Oh my God, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much today. I'm trying to figure some stuff out, guys. And I'll be honest with you, coming down here today is I had an idea what I wanted to do. And then the wind totally fuckered it up. Not only the wind did, because then my artist canceled on me last minute. And then I thought, well, I'll dress up and do cowboy and come down here and show you guys some cowboy. The thing is, I work down here as a cowboy. I don't want to dress up and come back as a cowboy.
See, the small endeavors are the ones that always end up being the big endeavors. It's kind of like when you're mad at the microwave oven for being mad at the wife for not answering the phone on time. You get my point. Gotta go.
Well,
Once again, here we are, being family and friends out here in Armador County, or as I should say, Plymouth. Come on out, steampunks. That's right, you heard me right. Steampunks. I'm not really sure what it is, but it is. You should come out and see my friends. All my friends. Wild bunches of us. And remember, if you can't get it right and you don't want to do it right, you can join the Black Flag Gang, because there is only one way out of here.
Now, the interesting part is that I was originally a part of a gunfighting club and a group that was out of Northern California called the Black Flag Gang. We did very similar to what I do now. We did shows, blanks, guns, and skits and dancers and all this stuff, which is cool. But then what happened was I ended up moving, as you guys know, coming to Tombstone, and I got a chance here working for another cowboy agency. So when other cowboys know other cowboys, then you realize it's a small world, right? So yesterday, this guy kept looking at me going, "You look super familiar, man. I don't know where I've seen you from." And I'm like, okay. And then he realized Sacramento. I said, Sacramento? He's like, yeah, the gunfighting show. You were walking around selling Merkins. And I started laughing. I'm like, oh my God, he recognized me. So, I mean, the deal here is that, you got to have fun. So what's fun to you? It's fun to me. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that all out. Let's have a dab. That will definitely help. Well, they currently got the show going on. I can hear it going on. I'm not part of it today. I'm purely here for, I don't know. I'm here for multiple reasons, A big thing that we do when we're doing this gunfighting thing is, and it's cool, by the way, is you are meeting so many people. And as you're shaking hands and you're meeting people and you're trying to figure things out, you're asking and you're getting to, find where people are from. So yesterday I talked to some people, they were from Canada, man. They had some funny jokes. They made me laugh. So serious. I really did laugh. And it was but I did meet other people in the daytime. And when we started talking about it, we realized one thing in common.
You can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
No, you can't argue with stupid. And that's one of those things that will catch up with you if you attempt to. Man, so many people think that they can change things or argue with stupid. Not advised, not one bit at all. But then again, some people are unaware they're stupid. Maybe like me. Maybe I'm just willfully aware that I am. I know. Maybe I am that willfully whatever guy. What's that smoke doing crawling back? Yeah, right. I know. But I'm going to make sure that smoke is taken care of real quick. Let's do that same exact thing, guys. Let's get this bad boy going. Let's roll over to here. Thanks so much, dude, for following me today. And I love it that you're in here. And it's always nice to talk to somebody. When I get to talk to you guys, it makes me realize that, my Uncle Ron says it best.
I believe the saying is, one who lives in a golden canoe must never throw rocks at a plastic dinghy. You need to get your facts straight when you put them out there on the internet.
It's happening. We're about to smoke this stuff right here. Oh, it's good. Hold on. Here we go. Ooh, that's hot. We are smoking on some, oh yeah, we are smoking on some Oregon Kid right now. God, this is good. These extracts are something fierce. These things are super. At the bottom of the jar is dirty from sitting on the table, but it is super clean. You can see the content. So good, so good. His dab is top notch. Whew! Enough to where you get the dab sweats. Man, maybe that alone should be something that we should all laugh about. Maybe we should all get our own little dab sweat video or something. Don't you think? I mean, wouldn't that be funny? Come on, you know it would be funny.
Well, that's right, folks. We just got out of
on one. You know it would be funny. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one.
Promise I'll be kind of quiet. Oh, just let me do the talking. Oh, let him do the talking. Oh, shit, Wednesday. Pardon me? No, I didn't point at you. I don't shoot my camera at my friends. Only the people that are in front of it that are meant to be in the front of it, not strangers. Unless you want to sign a waiver, I can have you sign a waiver and you can pay me $700 to put you in my video if you like.
No, you're making the video?
But $700 to get the video done.
How about if I can just watch you?
For $500, you can watch me. $700, you can be in it. You can even be a part of it. $500, you can watch. $350, you can. You have a nice day now. No, I didn't shoot him. Come on. That's why I get paid nothing. Well, looky here, y'all. Old Tombstone. Birdcage Theater. That's right, the Birdcage Theater, Tombstone, Arizona. This little building showed up in 1881, and they showed the acts of all the troubadours from across the United States. All the way from Shakespeare, all the way to the dancing girls. There's a reason they call it the Birdcage, after all. Some of the finest deals were made here in this here building. Some while playing poker, others while watching the ladies of the night. Birdcage Theater, Tombstone, Arizona.
The Birdcage Theater. That place is possibly one of the most haunted places in the regional Southwest. Pretty nuts. Ghost hunters from all over come to check that place out. Man, the items inside that museum are quite amazing. So you might have seen it in a movie. They talked about having the world's longest poker game. I don't know if you know that, but that happened in that little building right there. Poker game that lasted for a whole 24 hours. And it was pretty crazy. The buy-in, the buyout, the prices were pretty insane at the time. To buy into that, you probably had to be close to being something like a millionaire, or at least an important cowboy, to where you could play part in those games. Some of those games didn't end, and some of those games never started the way we thought.
Looky here. I made it to the most famous place in the wild, wild west. The OK Corral. Do you know what happened here, yes? Of course you do.
Well, no, I don't. What happened here?
The OK Corral.
It is a place that they celebrate a triple homicide every day of the week, where these four brothers decided to have a shootout with a bunch of bad men.
Okie dokie.
No, the OK Corral.
Okay.
Yes, it's at the OK Corral. This is a famous corral where they would hold horses and all kinds of things.
Right.
1 hour later.
Here, right at the spot.
No, it didn't actually happen in this spot. It happened around the street in a dark alley.
So it's the not okay, but okay.
Well, it is okay, but not necessarily here, you know?
But it's over there.
Well,
okay.
Yes, it's a dark alley around the backside of the building. Everybody knows this. Well, maybe not everybody
So
knows
it's the okay alley.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, you bring something like that here to the desert or to this place, and they just don't know what to do. Puppets, right? You know, the puppeteering's been something that I've been doing for a long time. I worked with Jim Henson for a good 5 years. I learned a lot from them. And not as a puppeteer. I was a set designer, set builder for puppets. So I got to take my passion, carry it on, get a puppet, you know, do some other stuff and be proactive in that world, which is always a really good feeling. You know, there's something that I love to show in every single show, but man, you got to pay attention to it. I'll play it twice for you. Here you
We're
go.
going to do it. I need dead silence. And then when I get it all the way down, I'm going to turn so you can all see it. And you're going to erupt in applause.
This is weird.
Yes? Yes?
My ex.
Okay, I believe you. Here we go. Dead silence. We're gonna do it. I need dead silence. And then when I get it all the way down, I'm going to turn so you can all see it. And you're going to erupt in applause.
This is weird.
Yes? Yes?
My ex.
Okay, I believe you. Here we go. Dead silence.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
You guys showed back up. You know, I'm so glad you showed up today and hung out with me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you for doing so, especially the ones that have stuck around, did your hearts, and did what you guys do. Thank you. I'm lighting this last thing. We're going to get a hit together. Let's take a dab together before we call it goodbyes, or at least call it farewell, or call it whatever you want to call it. Thank you so much for being here on the NOK this morning. Thank you for joining me wherever you're joining from, whether you're out there in the middle of somewhere, in the middle of nowhere, thinking about being everywhere. Do us all a favor and be good to yourself and treat each other with love and respect, because you know that's the only way that we're going to get to the other place that we got to get to. That's paradise. Guys, friends, loved ones, fellow Romans and countrymen, come on, let's have some fun. Let's have a dab. Hope it's good for you as it was for me. Hey, guys, as always, thank you so very much for everything that you guys do, for every bit of your shares, for every bit of your likes, for every bit of your dislikes, for all those hearts, for the stars. I couldn't do this without you, and I'm seriously humbled at the fact that we get to have this much fun every Tuesday together. Thank you, Miss Kim on the NOK Network, for giving me a place to get up and spout from my soapbox and spout about absolutely nothing. From the rest of me, from the rest of you, God, I love you guys, and be safe to yourself. Treat each other with kindness, love, and respect. And if you have nothing nice to say it extremely loud. And thank you from me to you. Remember, wake up!